Joined now by Andretti Autosport drivers Ryan Hunter-Reay, the fastest driver of today's two practices, actually 3 combined sessions, and championship contender Alexander Rossi. We'll start with Ryan. Looks like you've got a pretty good car and off to a pretty good start. Got a lot of track time. Do you feel like you're ready to go as we move into the important days ahead?
Yeah, I'm feeling better about the car, but it's still very tricky out there. A very small window to get it all right, so I'm not really resting on this one. I mean, we've got a lot of work to do still, and it's tough out there for everyone. To nail a lap, like I said, it's a very small window to get it right. Just margin for error is very, very thin, and I think like I said, I think we made the car better today as we went through the day, and working with Alex, and I think we're heading in the right direction. So hopefully we can put these 2 cars in the front row.
Alex, I went to try to describe how your day's been. I've seen you a lot on television. How would you describe today? Adventurous, probably.
Yeah, it's been okay. I think this morning was difficult because we're going to get a lap in on black, so we're going to sacrifice the second session to try and get as many runs in as we could to find out, go through the checklist, and we saved the new reds for the warm-up session. So I think we're getting there. We used yesterday and today to try and run through a lot of things to make sure we leave no stones unturned. So I think we've put most of the stones. There's a couple more to come tomorrow morning, but we're just trying to make sure we have everything squared away for tomorrow and Sunday.
Alex, yesterday Ryan talked about the efforts of car swapping that you guys did, and the efforts that the 2 of you have had working together toward, and the rest of the team, but the 2 of you particularly. Can you describe how that's been for you?
Yeah, I mean, I think him and I have been kind of joined at the hip for a lot of years now in a lot of ways. So we feed off each other really well and work well together, and it's great to have a teammate like that. And with how competitive it is, you need to have guys you can rely upon. So the first one I go to at the end of every session is this guy. So yeah, like you said, hopefully we can put 2 cars in the front tomorrow.
Okay, questions? Bruce down here in front. Driver's right.
Ryan, there's been a couple of years in your career where you've been able to pull the rabbit out of the hat at the very end of the season to get a victory. And, are you going to be able to do it here as a track that you feel like could be, where you keep that streak kind of going a little bit of getting one?
I sure hope so. I mean, I think it's going to be a track position race, no doubt. I think tire day, like I mentioned yesterday, tire degradation will be a big deal. So we're going to have to be smart about how we go about the weekend, but qualifying is extremely important, as it always is. And we want to leave here with a win in the 27 with a championship. So we'll do what we can to make that happen. And right now, for me, I just need to focus on going as fast as I can. Yeah, it's a good start to the weekend, and hopefully we can continue to progress from here.
Wolfgang here in front.
Yeah, Ryan, a question for you as well. I just want to double check. You used the word it's tricky. Does it mean there's no harmony between car and racetrack, or it's difficult to find something?
I think you mentioned what's tricky about the circuit and everything. I think it's really low grip, right? So the surface is weathered. The tire compound that we have here, it's all just a tricky package. You're sliding around, and it's rewarding the risks that you take out there. If you take a big leap of faith, you might come through the other end, you might not. But if you make it, it's worth a couple tenths of a second. So it's tough. It's you're risking a lot every lap, it feels like.
Nate, Ryan on your right.
For Alex, it was described as a hardware issue in the morning session. Do you have any more details on what's going on, like how did you get out of the car?
A bolt broke.
How frustrating is that to have all this anticipation for championship, season finale, and then have that happen at the start of the practice?
It's not. We got a really good team here and a lot of guys that've been through worse scenarios before. So I think it's a setback, but you deal with it, and there's nothing you can do to change it. So you just have to make the most of the remaining time.
Further questions? Bruce?
Alex, have you been successful in giving your relatives and your fans the wrong address where you're staying so that you can focus on what you're doing here this weekend?
I know we're staying.
Yeah, I know you were saying it was important that they don't find out where you're at.
I don't know that I said that. I just said it's a busy weekend, but no, they still don't necessarily know where I am. Captain Butterfly over here does.
Steve? And then we'll go in the back. So Steve, on your driver's right.
Over here, guys. If there's one turn that's key to a good qualifying lap here, what one is it, or is there more than one?
Yes.
Yes.
No, I mean every corner is really, really hard for some reason. It should, like even, like, I'll give you an example. Like turn 3 on paper is a basic corner, right? It's just a 90-degree second gear. It's probably the hardest corner on the track in my mind.
It is. It's really tricky. I think the corkscrew is seems like a relatively slow corner, which should be something easy, but it's there's a lot of lap time on the table there, and if you lunge that extra 5 feet, it could pay off, and it could be half second slower if it doesn't go perfect. So definitely a tricky corner. I think it gets the respect it deserves.
Is there a lot of different approaches to the corkscrew?
Not line-wise, I don't think, but like how aggressive you are. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like Ryan said, it rewards a big risk, but you can definitely throw a lap away. It's the same in turn 6, really. I mean, turn 6 can reward a big.
All the corners
Almost forward.
feel like they're, you can get lap time if you risk going in a bit deeper and challenging a bit more, but the chances are it's not going to pan out. But in qualifying, you got to go for it. So.
Question in the back on the right.
Simply.
So Alex, where do you stand right now as far over here? Where do you stand right now as far as tire integration? I think Joseph just said it was one of the worst he's dealt with compared to other tracks.
I'd probably agree with that. Yeah. I think the red, we got to be on the Firestone red tire for the first time today, and that's definitely a stronger tire. I think DEG is going to be a big issue on both compounds. It's just trying to understand which one you're going to want to try and be on for the race, whether used red can make it. So that's kind of the similar conversations that we have every weekend. But the magnitude of the DEG, I think, is higher than we've seen. Probably since Sonoma last year. I mean, I'd say here in Sonoma we're probably on the same level.
David Malsher on your right.
Alex, we saw you practice a kind of out of fuel run from corkscrew down to pit lane. Is that, I mean, you just talked about the tire day. Would it be feasible to do only a two-stop strategy?
It's feasible, yeah.
So they could run you out of fuel and you'd still make it down there.
Well, we did.
Yeah.
In theory.
Right. Okay, but the tire deck would allow you, it's still okay enough for you to do a two-stop strategy.
I don't want to mislead anyone. So we ran out of fuel. So in order to not, like, for the fuel pumps, you just turn it off. So we weren't intentionally really doing anything. But that'd be clever if we were.
But it wasn't like
Don't put it past us. I mean, we've done stuff like that past.
it wasn't like with a higher in 2018.
It was not. No. Just looking after the equipment. That was all.
All right, any further questions? Gentlemen, we'll see you tomorrow.
Thank you.
Thank you.